you know me, Steven. I'm a skeptical person. I want to find evidence of things. Like I'm open to experiences. I am. I'm very open to experiences. I'm also very skeptical. Like, you're not going to tell me that some guy in a suit is a Bigfoot if I can see the zipper. You know what I mean? Like if Bigfoot wants to get away from me, all he has to do is just glue a zipper to his fur and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's no Bigfoot." Which is also a good story, Steven. Why wouldn't Bigfoot should do that? It's very funny.
So genius.
What if Bigfoot?
Imitate the gates that they've
Yes.
heard about in the
What if,
videos.
what if Bigfoot just dirtied up his suit a little, like made his own body look like a costume? What if Bigfoot wore a Bigfoot costume and was just like, oh yeah.
He
Anyway,
has one human he trusts that he sends to the store to buy him things.
hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I am Stevie Wildcard,
And
not to be confused with Yay at all.
at all, not even a little bit. None of us, not a sponsor. Um, so every week, Steve Wildcard, not Yay, and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and distractions that life throws our way in order to get something done. For those of you joining for the first time, welcome to our little colony. Here's a weird place where we kind of escape from the nonsense drama and political, like just craziness of the world, and we talk about our own personal issues and the things that happen in our lives as humans. So if you're a person out there and you have issues and you are struggling to get through things and you fail sometimes, a lot of the time, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell because you're probably one of us and you belong in our colony. But Steven, we've been working on issue freaking 4 now, I have to say, of our comic book. All right, let's give very quick update about issue 3. Steven, where are we in the process?
Everything is officially ordered at this point. So you're waiting for the comic shipments. I'm waiting for the t-shirts, and we will be ready to go.
Heck yeah. So everything's been ordered. I also ordered the stickers and like all of the hollows, like hollow foils, all that stuff. So that'll be ready soon. We're going to ship it out as soon as possible and we're going to get that done. Steven, before we get into the comic book stuff, I just want to tell people, normally what we do, we talk about our issues, little distractions, things that get in the way, throughout the week. Sometimes, Steven, those things are things that just like pester us, like just like get in our brains, like those little earworms that get kind of like a song, but it's just like thoughts that we have that won't leave us alone, that will just keep cycling back until we just spiral into an endless pit of despair, one way or another. So, Steven, I want to do something that we haven't done. I don't know if we've ever done this, Steven. Let's do a cryptid corner.
Cryptid corner.
Yeah,
You're
do it
walking
like
down the street and it's midnight, specifically 12 a.m. Not 11:59 or 12:01. It's fucking midnight. The moonlight beaming down, the street lights flickering. You turn the corner and what do you see? It's a motherfucking cryptid, 'cause it's Cryptid Corner.
cryptid corner. Copyright. Yeah, we wrote that song back in 1973. It's been
1973. I was actually my dad wrote it, and when he
that wrote.
wrote it, it was such a powerful song that it resonated to his testicles,
Yeah,
and
it's the cellular memory of the cryptid corner song.
one sperm held on, and that sperm found its mark.
It really did.
Thankfully, my father was celibate for 14 years after that song was written and had no crazy dreams that involved expelling the sperm that was hit by those
So
sound
sometimes
waves.
we talk about weird things, including cryptids. So for those of you who don't know, cryptids, little the monsters, the urban legends of paranormal creatures that go bump in the night. Sometimes there's some little bits of truth, sometimes behind the stories. Sometimes there's like people have anecdotal evidence of these things. Sometimes they're just kind of ghost stories or like campfire tales. Stephen, today I want to talk about something that I learned about recently, and it's been blowing my mind for a couple of reasons. Okay, and I first I'm just gonna tell you what it is first of all, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, this one's called the Poplick Monster. Have you ever heard of this thing?
The Poplick Monster.
Yes.
Now,
Now, first of all, it's called Poplick Monster. I want you to tell me what you think it is. Let's do cryptic
so
conjectures real quick.
my first like serious understanding of it would probably be that Poplick is like a town or a region in which the monster resides. However, my guess is it's a shadowy figure
Right?
that lurks deep in the Vatican, and
Okay.
every chance it can get, It leaps out and licks the Pope
That's
and just
actually what it is. No, it's not. But that's I figured.
see
I
my
was like,
face.
oh,
Oh my
oh.
God. Who saw this thing?
Steven, I mean, like, obviously dead on with the first one. Like it's an area, it's an area, okay, but public is an area. This creature is something that's been spotted, experienced is probably the better word. So it's been like experienced around Louisville, Kentucky, okay. And what makes this thing special? So here, I'll give you the little bit of lore first, okay? So this creature supposedly hangs out around this ancient train track like trestle, okay? And from what people have said, like what would the whispers in the dark are that this is a somewhere between 7 and 8 foot tall, half goat, half man creature that like wears like a cloak and wields an axe. Okay, this is a spooky, nightmarish monster.
So it's
Okay,
like the American Minotaur, kind of like, but like a goat.
yeah, but like a goat, yeah, and it like has an axe. So here's the
Or
interest.
is it, wait, is it Minotaur-esque or is it satyr? Is it,
It's I think it's I don't know. Well, I think it's Minotaur-esque slash satyr because they kind of act as if it's like
it's like a bipedal
a
goat,
bipedal
basically.
goat. Yeah, yeah, basically. It's like a bipedal goat. Um, like an anthropomorphized goat, like it seems to
Hmm.
have fists that can wield an axe and chop your head off or whatever. But here's the thing that's interesting to me about this. Okay, most of the time, these sort of things, it's like spooky stories that parents tell to keep their kids away from areas or whatever it may be, right? So, like Louisville, Kentucky, all right, 1988. Okay,
1 year
story.
after I was born, I was just a 1-year-old baby Steven.
Just a little sweet baby Steven is out there, and meanwhile, a monster is lurking. The trestle of Poplik, okay? In the shadowy areas on this train track, there is a creature the likes of which you and I have yet to see. Hopefully we'll never see. But but legend of this thing is like whispered throughout the town. Like people are being told of this monster, right? And Steven, so this is what happens. These people go like a couple kids, right? Like teenagers go to this area, and they see this fence and it has barbed wire, and all this stuff, and it says, no trespassing, obviously, like don't go here. Um,
Especially if you're a pope, because it's gonna lick you.
you're going to get licked.
Have you seen what they do to salt? I mean, you're done, son.
So like these OnlyFans users, they're like they're like we got to get licked on camera. People are gonna pay it like
This is the pope lick.
the Pope lick. So they hop through, they find their way into this area. And they see a very ancient, like just disgusting, dilapidated, rusted, trellis, just this old, train track. And they go on in the middle of the night and they're like, all right, well, there's supposed to be something here. So they're walking and one of them dies. Okay.
Just suddenly?
So here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. So one of them dies. The way one of them dies is there's it seems that the trellis is abandoned. It seems that it's an old train track and no one's been on it for forever. However, that's not the case, Stephen. This is a very active train track on which the train will pass through nightly. And these people ignore all of the signs, just telling them how dangerous this is. They don't care. They're just like, no, there's a monster here and I have to see it. But the monster has a giant light on its face and it's called a freaking train and it's Thomas and it eats them. Okay. So, but here's what like is really interesting, right? So this happens and then someone makes a short film, okay? In 1988, like this happens. Someone dies. The legend of the Popelik monster spreads, and someone in 1988 makes a short film about the Popelik monster. They show it as much as they can, and they do the thing that the Ring does. They spread the message. It's like
Mm.
now everyone has this curiosity. The bug is in them that now like it's like a bug light. They have to go to this place. So then more
This
and more
train's just eating
this
good.
train is just eating people. So then it's like every couple of years, this thing, or every so often, this thing has basically eaten someone. And people have survived. People have like it's all seems to be basically the same story. It's a couple of people. They go to and it's They're all true. You can look it up. It's at least four people, maybe more. But it's people go to the train tracks, people walk along the train tracks, assuming for whatever reason that the train, I mean, because it's old and dilapidated, and people think that there's no chance that this is gonna get me. It's gonna get you. It's coming after you. It's crazy. It's hungry,
It's
and
a
it must
haunted
feed.
train.
So, Stephen, like, people have survived. People have hung off and lost boys to off of the side of the train, like off the side of the tracks, holding on. And some people have failed doing so. And this thing continues to eat because of the legend of the Poke monster. This is a cryptid that's become like it or Freddy Krueger. It literally doesn't exist in the form of this goat man. Maybe it does, but it does exist in the fact that it's
Turns out the
killing.
conductor is some dude that has like this rare genetic like makes him look like a goat, and he really is just killing people with his train.
It is
They
like
told me to stop running this train back in '85, and I told them I would, but every now and again,
so, conductor,
what's the
have
name
you
of the what's the name of the train, sir? It's called the Battle Axe, and I make sure it claims its victim.
how do you feel about all of the murders that have taken place in this area? Meh.
Meh. It's just meh.
But dude, I just wanted to bring that up because like it's pretty interesting that it's kind of a cryptid that was created because of a cryptid. Because of the whispers of a cryptid, it created a monster.
It basically created a train um ritual, like a train death ritual. Like this.
Exactly. And I get back to the point where I'm like, okay, how is this happening, right? The fact that it's happened once should make people think, hey, don't go on those train tracks. There's a train up there. It's gonna get you. So like maybe there is some sort of thing. Maybe there's an otherworldly supernatural thing that does kind of possess people. Or like
Mm.
like you get bit by this thing and it draws you in. Because what other excuse? Like I obviously stupidity, ignorance, like
Why
curiosity.
can't these people just like wait on a part of the tracks that isn't like you have no way to get away? Like just like why are you on the Stand By Me bridge scene? Like
Yes,
why aren't we near like a road that we can just
dude.
jump to when necessary?
It's like it's so crazy. It's like people are constantly looking for like fiction in the reality, but then they're creating a world that's crazier than fiction. It's just like it's really interesting how we create these monsters by chasing these stories, and we create our own stories. It's so strange, and I
That's
don't think
wild.
no one ever shows up there thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna become the victim of a train cryptid, but here's the thing: you are chasing being the potential victim of a goat man axe wielding monster cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like, it's so yeah, I'm just so curious about
I've
that.
always because like me, I'm the type of person where I am skeptical, but I also don't like roll the dice with
Yeah,
things. Like if somebody says, "Oh, this house is haunted by this ghost that decapitates people,"
you're not gonna
I
go.
would be skeptical that that ghost actually exists, but I also would not be curious to even find out for sure if it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have no interest in pursuing that truth. Like maybe like a percentage of me feels like it's possible. So it's like there's no way I'm gonna go in there and find out if that's true. So like there's
Yeah.
no part of me, and like I just need to know the people that want to see this. What's your plan if you
Yes.
get there and there is a goat man with an axe?
Okay,
Like
I'll tell you.
what's your game plan?
I do have that curiosity, but when I hear the train killed people, I lose all interest because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that curiosity's gone. I don't need to know what it's like to be fearful of a train. Like I like to be terrified that a train's about to splatter me. I want to see an anthropomorphized like goat demon monster so then I can be like, oh, this kind of recontextualizes like all of reality for me.
Hmm.
Like there's something in like if I could see something like that, I'd be like, oh, that's gonna redefine a lot of things. It's gonna like my the
What's not real at this point?
yeah,
You know, I mean, like
yeah.
what? I mean, everything that we think is not real. What is? Where's the line? Where do we
It's
draw
like
the? Where's the new
what?
line?
What if it's like it's just goat man all the way down? Like
It's
I'm
just
the only one. Like no one else got through. It's
yeah,
just
like some higher beings just like this is my favorite part when someone discovers the goat man and they think that like everything is possible, but really we just put one goat man there just to really screw him over, and it's in America. They won't even. No one will even walk these things, and when they do, there'll be no way they'll tell each other over the thousands of years this goat man will exist here. He'll exist there in just the irony of existing, and he'll hate us. Oh, he'll hate us so much. for his lane. It's Kane. It's literally kids.
Oh yeah, good thought. Good. Oh man. But it's I love it. I love the idea that like that story was the story created a reality. It's just so cool to me. And so, I mean it's terrible and tragic, but it's very interesting. But Steven, speaking of like spinning like reality through fiction and trying to like figure out where the one begins and the other ends. Stephen, when I was away recently, I had an
Mhm.
experience, okay? And I told you about this when we got together. And I just very quickly want to share it with the audience because I wanted you to tell me what you think happened. Like what you, if you're listening to this right now, just take a second and hear me out and then comment below and you tell me what I witnessed, please. Okay? So, you know me, Stephen. I'm a skeptical person. I want to find evidence of things. Like I'm open to experiences. I am. I'm very open to experiences. I'm also very skeptical. Like, you're not going to tell me that some guy in a suit is a Bigfoot if I can see the zipper. You know what I mean? Like if Bigfoot wants to get away from me, all he has to do is just glue a zipper to his fur and I'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's no Bigfoot." Which is also a good story, Stephen. Why wouldn't Bigfoot should do that? It's very funny.
So genius.
What if Bigfoot?
Imitate the gates that they've
Yes.
heard about in the
Dude,
videos.
what if Bigfoot just dirtied up his suit a little, like made his own body look like a costume? What if Bigfoot wore a Bigfoot costume and was just like, oh yeah.
He
Anyway,
has one human he trusts that he sends to the store to buy him things. It's
so,
the
oh,
goat man, really.
I
He sends the goat
the
man
Goat
to the
Man.
store.
That's the Goat Man. It's just those two cryptids exist, no other. Um,
Dude, wait, sorry.
okay.
Side plot. What if What if Goatman is Goatman, but for some reason, there's just whenever people see him, he looks like a giant train. He's like, I don't understand why they stand before me as I charge with my axe, but like his reality is he's just charging them, and then like they're like, oh my god, it's a train, and it's like for some reason visually, it's just he's a train, but he's actually a goat man. He's so confused. He's so confused. But
He's
anyways,
so confused. So I'm in Vermont, okay, with my family. We're on our way home, and we stop at a gas station. We have to fill up the rental car before we go back, and we stop at the gas station. And I'm sitting there, and for a second I'm playing on my phone, and I just put my phone down, and I'm just looking around, like taking in Vermont, for the last time. I'm just looking around, and I see a man pull up, so we're at one pump, and I see the man kind of like in caddy corner. There's a pump over here. He's on the other side of it, and I can see him clearly. He's wearing all the winter stuff that you wear when you're in Vermont, and he gets out of his car, and he's standing there for a second, and he reaches forward, like he doesn't like he just confidently reaches forward, grabs from behind an advertised post. Like it would be the back of a frame, right? Because I can see the advertisement. So he grabs from behind the frame a piece of paper that was, I mean, about this big. Just like this big, like a little bigger than a post-it note, grabs a piece of paper and he looks at it, kind of does like a nod, and he puts it in his pocket. And then he got in his car and he drove away. What did I see, Stephen? What
you
did I
saw you
witness?
saw a hit get ordered by the government to take out somebody. I don't know who it
I,
was.
I just, Stephen, I have no idea. I have no idea. He didn't look like he wasn't like menacing. He just looked like he looked the way you'd imagine like a random sleeper cell would look because he just looked like he fit in. Like maybe those were like his activation words. He's like, oh, what is? I will go kill, Ben and Jerry or whatever, you know. But dude, I don't know what that was. I just thought it was so bizarre. You don't experience things that are that suspicious and strange and not be able
Well,
to
because like
explain it
it's
or
especially because it's so we're in such a modern time that like graphing like adverts don't really have many adverts for you to take. I mean, unless it's like a credit card, like at a gas pump, which you would see a pamphlet. You know the difference between a pamphlet and a sheet of
yes,
paper. So
100%.
like outside of a pamphlet, like what are you grabbing from an advertising sign?
And here's the thing, like I okay, so and I looked. So I looked behind the frames and in front of the frame, like the frames themselves, there were no other papers around. There was nothing else to
It's not
read.
like a take one if
It's not like a take
interested.
one, yeah. So I was thinking like, okay, so here's my rational, like, my theory of this. Maybe it was one of those things. I used to see them in college all the time where someone would write like, take this if you need a smile today, and they'd like put it on like like put it somewhere, and then people were like, ha ha ha, like or would say like something silly, something like that, or maybe I like that's it has to be something silly like that. It has to be something
What if
ridiculous.
it's like an illicit affair and it's like they don't want to communicate through phones or anything because then there'd be evidence. So like what they do is one of them leaves a note like he'll be gone tonight. And then like the other one like goes to
Yeah.
the gas station that they both met at and they just check to see if
You could. It could be like I mean, one
because I
way or
mean
another, it's like a
that
spy
that'd be
situation.
pretty crazy, but
Yeah. I just thought it was so interesting. So if you have any theories below, or if you know who this person is, let me know in the comments, and because I'm really interested. Otherwise, dude, at the end of every show, we always talk about like what we're gonna do next. So if you're out there right now and you're like, oh my gosh, when are you guys gonna finish this comic? This is the part for you, Steven. What are we doing? What are you doing this week?
so I'm finally getting into gear, finally getting into the Deathless issue 4
He's
mode.
getting into Richard Gere. Steven's in
Richard
journal.
Gears. So I have a lot. We have a little bit of good news. Anthony and I received our payment for our job on our side project with
We're
the other
officially
creator.
comic book
We
creators.
officially got
Yeah.
paid a nice chunk of money, honestly, and it's a breath of fresh air to see that instant like that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we succeeded there. So it's just basically not only did we receive that, but they're ready for more. So we're gonna this year. What's in store for this year is issue 4 of Deathless, issue 5, final and issue 5 of Deathless,
Yep.
and then more than likely at least one more chapter of this other story, if not possibly two. So yeah, we have a busy year ahead of us. So I really need to just like start kicking into gear. And like I thought I set aside enough time for that page between yesterday and today,
Yeah.
but I did not. But I did I've already progressed on the first page and I've already kind of drawn Jeff. So Jeff's
Yeah.
if you don't know Jeff's from the first issue, he's the seemingly ringleader. Obviously, he had much support from M if you know M and things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we're diving in. We're diving in, and we
Yeah.
don't want to reveal anything just in case you haven't read your digital copies. But something happens at the end of issue 3, and it's kind of setting some pretty scary precedent for Douglas. So
Yeah.
this issue is going to explore that and explore just a lot of cool things. And it's already written, so I have a whole script to draw. So my goal is to just continue to push forward, and I really need to up my ante though. I really do need to try to finish probably 2 to 3 pages a week. So
Yeah.
I am going to try to like really push my time because I still don't really do much. But as we've told you 1,000 times before on this program, juggling family life, relationship like life, external
Yeah.
family tragedy, I just everything. It's a lot, but we do it and we get it done. And my goal this year is always and still will be those 2 issues plus additional comics. So
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I think we got this. I am this week specifically. I'm going to be doing my best to just finish issue 5 of Deathless writing wise because I already have it all outlined. I have like a lot of the panel stuff written, but now I'm like getting into like dialogue and really like tightening everything up. So this week I'm hoping to finish that, and this year I can't wait to finish these freaking books, dude. These books, and then I'm also
it's gonna
going to
be
put
so
out
cool.
Campbell Scraps this year, which is my first
That's gonna be
novel.
awesome.
And that's yeah, dude. I'm very excited for this year, and I'm excited to work on more Bloodlust. Like I have it, like I'm starting to outline it now, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a cool book too. I hope more people find this thing, and I want to make it. I like eventually, I'd like to find a way to get it to people in a, I don't know, in a way that's
I mean,
affordable.
they obviously did print. I'll talk to him. I think they do have what they're going to consider their reader copy, which
Yeah,
doesn't have a graphic cover.
yeah,
So maybe I can just see how many of those he has. I mean, I guess for our like Patreon subscribers, if you want, you can probably send them a digital
yeah,
PDF of it.
yeah.
If anyone is interested. Um, but yeah, and maybe that'll you can edit this part, but maybe that's what we do is like if they want to see Patreon. I mean, I think anyone that
Yeah.
would want to see it is probably already on Patreon, but
Oh, yeah.
still.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're out there right now and you want to like keep updated with our projects beyond just our weekly updates and our silly stories, make sure you check out our Patreon. I've been posting more and more on there since now I'm home. I get to make videos and just like send things. I also started a chat on there so people can like say whatever they want to us whenever they want. So if anyone wants to relay anything to you, I will definitely like let you
If you
know.
want to just give me access as like a Patreon subscriber or something, then just let me
Yeah,
know, and
for
I
sure.
can just be able to join in on the chat and talk with
Yeah,
people.
100%, dude. But otherwise, thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate you, and we couldn't do any of this without you. And we'll make books. Like we made this. I don't even know why we made this. I just really needed to see it, Steven. I
It really
really
does. And honestly, give us your thoughts because there have been people across the pond that have been wanting to read some of our stuff. I do think this is finally enough to print through Amazon for like
good thinking.
those like worldwide people. So maybe just let us know if we think if we should just upload it for them at least, so that way they can read it with
That's
ease.
true. And we can do like a print on demand thing through Amazon for
Mhm.
people in various countries. That'd be really
Or you
cool.
can just wait till we finish these other two issues, and you can just get the whole graphic novel because
That's
that's
true.
what I'm most
Honestly,
excited for.
that's
And I
me.
really want to look into hardcovers and stuff too for like special prints
I
and
can't wait. But that's what we're doing. Really appreciate all of you for watching and being a part of this colony. It means everything to us. If you have any questions for us or have any topics or if you have any cryptids that you'd like us to like dive into, let us know. Comment below. Make sure you tell all your friends about the show and get more people watching. And we really appreciate that out of you. Steve, you want to say anything to people before we go?
thank you so much for just tuning in every week. Beyond that, just being our friends and supporting us in every way that you always do. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we really wouldn't be able to continue doing this without you. So we genuinely appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. We do love you. And I can't wait to get these books out to you. If you haven't read any of our books, make sure you check the links below and we'll post all of our links and stuff for our previous books. They're all, on our website and you can check them all out. We have supernatural, superhero, culty, comedy, comic, deathless. We have our, our sad time travel book that I'm not selling anymore. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna get it, Steve. But we have a lot of books. We have interesting stuff, and I hope you'll check it out. But thank you all for being a part of this. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
Boom. I'm Boom Burgundy.
Oh, so Atlas's birthday is on Friday, right?
Yes.
He wanted, okay. So I was like, all right, buddy, you can have any party you want. Like, we can invite everyone. We can invite the girls and Steven. We can invite like your cousins. We can invite this is what he says. I only want to invite these two kids from my class. And I'm like, dude. So I'm like, you only want to invite these two kids. And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So you just want two random children to come over our house. I mean, one of them I know and I like, and like, her
Mm.
family's really cool and everything's great. But here's the thing.
The
What
weirdest birthday party ever
the
for those
weirdest
parents. Those parents are like, "What's this?
What is
What's
this?
happening?"
I don't I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. This was his
This
request.
was
This
his
is
request, and I didn't know what else to do. So, okay, but to make matters even weirder, Stephen, one of them has like a baseball thing on Saturday and can't make it. So it's just going to be, as far as I know, Atlas hanging out with one friend and calling it a birth. No, no, Stephen, Stephen, someone purchased like a dozen like gift bags. Like I bought like all these cool things thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to be like the parent who makes like these goodie bags for kids. Because when you go to a birthday party as a
yeah,
kid,
yeah,
you're
party
like
favors. You got to have a party favor bag.
because like you always love those. As I love getting like a little bag of stuff. I'm like, oh, it's not my
Mhm.
birthday, but it's someone's and I still get stuff. Yes. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna make the best party favorites. So dude, I got like so much stuff. I'm gonna have to have your kids come over next week.
just
Like,
just
like
for an
Steven,
additional party.
it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have to do an extra party, like because I'm trying to give him the party he wants, right? I'm just like, what do you
Yeah, you
actually
don't want to
want?
force anything on him if he doesn't want
Yeah,
a bunch of
and
people there.
you know what I realized though? Like he unfortunately gets like some overthinking genes from me. I can tell.
Mm.
Like I can see that he just doesn't want certain like interactions. Like I can say like because he's like, I really like the girls. I really like Danny. I really like this person. But he's like, but if they're all together, I don't know what to do. It's like
I don't
I
know how to handle this situation.
I don't
What
know
if
how to do
something
it.
goes wrong? What if
What
one
if
person?
what if they don't like each other? Or what if I only want to spend time with one person? Then I feel bad because the other person's feeling left out. And it's just like, and I'm like, I get it, but also I'm so sorry I burdened you with this.
Welcome to my existence,
That's
child.
oh my gosh. Yeah.